welcome to another The Year of Being Happy video. Today I want to talk about how you are actually stronger than you think you are, and I realize it's very presumptuous of me because I might not have even met you before. But I believe we're all in this human experience together. We're all given burdens to carry, and maybe hearing about some of the things I've learned about how strong I am will help you. Now, maybe life is just hunky-dory for you right now, you've got no worries, and that's awesome. And I wish I was like that. But you can take this time to kind of strength train your mind in a way, as much as you can, even though the best way to get stronger is to go through really difficult things. And if you are in a difficult place right now, I hope this brings a little bit of encouragement to you. I'll do more videos. This is kind of a broad video because I could sit here and talk for 3 hours and nobody would listen to it. So it'd be very therapeutic for me though. I've always considered myself a strong person. I'm the oldest sister of a family of 4 girls. So I had to be the leader. I didn't have to, but I had to. I've always been tough. I've always been determined and driven, and I get the job done, But until you go through something traumatic, I don't think you can really know how you're gonna respond and how strong or weak you really are. And last summer, my husband walked out. He basically abandoned me. And that's a whole other story that I don't really want to go into right now. But when you give your life to somebody and you've given them everything, and then all of a sudden something changes, it's tough. And one of the reasons why I'm talking about this is some of you have sent me private messages, not so much publicly, which I totally understand, but I've conversed with some of you how you're going through similar situations and maybe you're not as far along in the healing process. So I'm hoping this will help. It was very traumatic and devastating and shocking. And I didn't feel strong for a long time. I think that's when you really have to depend on Jesus for your strength, because just as a human being, I'm probably gonna fall apart. So I just knew, all right, Jesus, you got this. I'm just gonna live it day by day and you carry me through. And he did, and now I'm stronger. I knew at the time that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I just didn't know if I could live through it to get to that strength. I felt like every day it got a little harder and I got a little stronger, but then the next day it'd get even harder, and it was like this climb. So I just want to tell you, just keep going. One day, even when it's 1 minute at a time, whatever you're going through, a death in the family, heartbreak, bankruptcy, loss of a child, whatever you're going through, 1 minute at a time sometimes is all you can do, but you got a minute ahead. I think even if you're not going through something difficult, there are ways to prepare. I'm a marathoner, and that wasn't easy. It was kind of a physical endurance feat. And I felt really strong after it. And even when I was running and it's like mile 22 and you're like, no, I'm gonna die, I was like, I'm gonna be able to look back on this experience someday and say, no, I was strong enough to finish this race. I always just thought, I didn't think it would be this tough that I'd have to look back on things like that. But I think if you can put yourself through anything like a Tough Mudder, anything physical will help too. And then mentally, I think mentally, we're always stronger than we think. Our minds can work against us and tear us down. And a lot of times we're our biggest doubters, but we can also be our biggest supporters. So if you think you're strong, you're like, I've got this. As cliche as it is, you've got it. I went up to Oregon. I live in California. I went up to Oregon for Thanksgiving. Had a great weekend. And I woke up the morning I was supposed to come back, and I had the flu. I knew it was coming the night before, and you know, you just can't stop the flu. I really tried, trust me. My sisters went out and got me some medicine. I'm like, I can do this, you know, I'm just gonna get home. It's only a 6-hour drive. That way I'll get home, you know, before it gets worse. And I was driving along, just driving. I did not feel well. Long story short, I ended up getting the stomach flu as well. Both had been going around at Thanksgiving. They're definitely two separate things. I definitely got both of them on one day on a road trip by myself. Like, it wasn't great. I got out of the car at a gas station to go in and use the restroom, and I ended up passing out on the pavement. And when I kind of came to, I was like, oh good, my keys are still here. Someone didn't steal my car. I was in the middle of nowhere. There's no family, there's no friends around. It's just me in a car with the flu and the stomach flu, passing out. My options were limited. I knew I could get a hotel, which is maybe what some normal people would do, but I knew I didn't have the physical strength to go in there. I knew I'd pass out a couple times. I just thought that's pretty tacky. You walk up, you're like, hey, can I have a room? By the way, could you take me to it? Because I can't walk. I figured it was safer to stay in my car because you can't trust strangers. I can't be like, hey, sorry, I just passed out. Thanks for not stealing my keys and phone. It was pretty bad. Sometimes I would drive 5 minutes and then get off the exit and rest for like 20. Like I'd go like one exit, get off, drive an exit, get off. It was intense. And I was, at the time, physically and mentally, I was thinking, is this possible? Like, can I really drive across the state on the verge of passing out by myself? Yes. Yes, I can. The short answer is yes. It took me, what should have taken 5 hours, took 12 hours, and I didn't make it home, but I made it to my sister-in-law's house for the night, and they took care of me. And that is one of those physical experiences I don't think I'll forget, because at the time, it was like, this is bad. Like, it's hard enough to get the flu when you're at home and you're just trying to walk to your bedroom and go make some toast. But when you're driving, anyway, use your imagination. I passed out on the cement. So all I'm saying is because of what I had learned up to that point, I knew I could do it. I was like, well, I've already been through all this, so I'm just gonna get through the day. If I get through today, tomorrow I'll feel better. I just have to do this drive once. It's not gonna last forever. And I think that's one thing, is if you realize it's not gonna last forever and you learn whatever you can from it, it'll make you stronger for the future. So I hope that's encouraging. I know it's a little all over the place. I'm just emoting to all of you and sharing with you on my journey to find happiness. If you guys have any stories or comments or tips on strength, not like strength training, I mean just go to the gym, okay people? But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and feel free to send me private messages if that's more comfortable for you, if this encourages you. I'd love to hear from at least one person that this helped, because I'm just like blabbing about my personal feelings all over the internet. But, you know, I will see you next time with another happy video. Let me know if there's anything specific you want me to talk about, because there's lots to talk about and I know how to talk. But let me know if you have any suggestions or requests, and I will see you on Monday with another Music Monday. All right, bye.